Thank you, musicians. I just said that the pre-service meditation is my favorite, but I don't know. The musicians are kind of my favorite too. Anyway, thank you, thank you. Good morning, CSL family. How's everybody today? Oh, I like that. Thank you so much. I'm Pat Handley Johnson. Michael, thank you. He gets mad at me when I leave the Johnson off, so anyway. I remembered today, and I'm one of your practitioners here and your presider today. We welcome you. I'm so appreciative that you come here on a Sunday and join us for the festivities and the spiritual uplift. It's great to see you. And those of you who have joined us online, the same for you as well. We thank you for being here this Sunday morning. So we have announcements, and here we go. There's quite a few of them. So let's start with the first one. I've been noticing that we have had more and more new people come to our center, and that's very exciting. So, yes, cheers. Thank you, Dr. Ferd. And we wanted to make sure you new people know that we have a youth center here. And the youth center is amazing. I have to say that myself because I spend a lot of time over there when I'm not standing here. And it welcomes children of all ages, up to generally age 14. So if you have children of your own, if you have grandchildren, if you love your neighbor's children, bring them along. We're looking for all the children in the world to get the spiritual lessons that these children learn. They learn in a fun and loving way, and we teach them to form an inner connection with Spirit. We work with them to develop character, compassion, creativity, respect, integrity, self-regulation, and love. And we accomplish this through games and music and dance and literature and creative expression. And our kids practice, just like we do here, affirmations and meditations and other ways to look inward. So bring them along. Our youth volunteers will welcome them with open arms and so much love. So we want to see more kids next week. How about it, everybody? Thank you. Another thriving group is our CSL Spiritual Book Club, and it meets every on the first and third Tuesday of the month at 2 o'clock in our community room from 2 to 3:30. And right now we're reading the book, Why People Don't Heal and How They Can, by Carolyn Myss. And where's my Sue? I saw you, Sue. It's Myss, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So one of those. Anyway, we're reading that book by that author, and you're welcome to come. We rotate the facilitation of the books, and for this book, our beloved Sue Corley is facilitating, so thank you, Sue. Let's see, what's next? I think you're next, Dr. Ferdinand Cabrera. Come on up and talk about the course you're going to start teaching this week.
Hi, everyone. So we are offering, starting this Wednesday, a course called Self-Mastery. And, you know, when you have been in this teaching, in this way of thinking, we realize that we are spiritual beings, right? But we are always triggered by our emotions. Our emotions is the foundation of our belief systems, the way we relate with each other. And unfortunately, our brain, our human brain, is programmed to remember those traumatic experiences, right? So therefore, we develop an attitude, a belief that is limited, that it just deviates us from our true purpose in life, which is to feel free, to feel in love, and to be of service to our community so we can leave this world a better place than what we found it. So this course goes deep in discovering and retuning those emotions. That belief system coming from your parents, from a teacher, from society, and that is what really is true for you. So by a series of readings and workshops and exercises that we do in the class, we're able to uncover that true self. That's why the class is called Self-Mastery, the emergence of the true self with capital S. That essence, that divine, that is divine and live in each one of us and is common to us, to all of us. So I invite you to join us. It's 6 weeks. We want to make it fun, but it's really, really rewarding to learn more about who you really are and what you're here for. So I invite you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ferdin. I can affirm that he's a magnificent teacher. Join him Wednesday. Every year, under the direction of Reverend Candy, here at CSL-FTL, we highlight the Season for Nonviolence. The Season for Nonviolence is a 64-day period that takes place from January 30th to April 4th. It is a time to learn about and practice nonviolence in honor of Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King. It was co-founded in 1988 by Arun Gandhi, who is Mahatma Gandhi's grandson, and his wife, Sunanda, and the Leadership Council of the Association of Global New Thought, that's us, New Thought, to bring forth practices on nonviolence and ways to cultivate greater peace in our lives. Our quote and practice for today is as follows, quote, "Today, I will change my anger and frustration into good deeds." And the practice, this is how Trevor K. Racine, age 12 years, practices nonviolence. He says, "If you get mad, don't destroy your room or make a plan for revenge. Instead, go somewhere with someone with whom you feel comfortable, or go alone. Do something constructive, but stress-free. I play my violin or go to the park with my dog." We certainly have a lot to learn from Trevor K. Racine, don't we? So that's the end of these announcements, but there's many more things going on at CSL-FTL, and all you have to do is go to our app or our website, which is cslftl.org. I'll keep going. Or personally, you can go to our guest services, which is right out in the lobby. And Dr. John, you want to say something? Come on.
I can do it from down here. Oh, thank you. We have an opportunity to be a member of this community. I know many of you are. Raise your hand if you're a member of this community. Wonderful. Excellent. So if you're not a member and would consider that, let me tell you why it's a good idea. We're going to have our membership class on Saturday, I want to say the 8th of March. And Sunday, we'll welcome whoever joins us for that class into membership. We have a couple of people that took the last class that will be in that group as well. But the reason to do it right now is that come April 27th, we're going to have an election. And only members get to vote. And the election will be for a new minister, for several new board members, and for new bylaws for this center. So if you want to participate in that election, this is the time to do it. And if you're not sure about whether or not you're a member, you need to check with Melissa in the administrator's office and find out for sure. But if you would like one of these, I'm going to walk around and hand them out. Is there anyone up front here who wants one of these? Excellent. Thank you, sir. There's probably a pen in the back seat. Anyone? Yes. I know we're taking a lot of time for this, but this is really important. This is about the direction of this community. Okay, I missed somebody back there? All right, I take direction. Who? Oh, there we go. Put your... All right. Just one. All right. Anyone else? Anybody else? Fantastic. Please fill these out and put them in the basket when it comes around, okay? One more? That's fine. Thank you very much. Thank you, Pat.
You're so welcome. Well, let's get to our intention statement then. Here at CSL, we have an intention statement that says who we are and how to show up in this amazing world. Please join me in standing if you're able, and we'll say it together. And then afterwards, take a few minutes to greet your neighbor, meet somebody new you haven't spoken to before, give them a hug, a handshake, a namaste, or just a big heart. So here we go. CSL, who are we? We are a loving and diverse spiritual community dedicated to personal growth, healing, and service.
All right, guys, here we go. We have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. We have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Here we go. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit is in this place.
Let's know some truth together. Join me in knowing that there is a presence and a power. It's everywhere. It's everything and far beyond physical form. It dwells everywhere, including at the point of each of us. That power, that presence dwells as us in life. This is who and what we are. Our divine nature shines brightly for all to see, and we come together in this place and create this amazing vortex of energy, and the presence is strong, it's clear, and we know it. So we live from that in everything that we think, say, and do. We awaken to our magnificence. All is well, because all is God. This is the truth. We let it be in gratitude and love, and so it is.
Seen it all. The tears have fallen, and every step is on the edge, and we're so confused we don't understand. Feels like the night won't end. There's gonna be brighter days, brighter days. I'll keep you lifted when you're losing faith. It's gonna be brighter days, brighter days. Though it seems distant, no, the world will change to brighter days, brighter days, brighter days. The world will change, so don't you worry, there's still hope left. If the pain gets heavy, if you need a friend, I'll be holding you steady, my love won't end. And I'll be counting the seconds till we meet again. Brighter days, brighter days. I'll keep you lifted when you're losing faith. It's gonna be brighter days, brighter days. Though it seems distant and the world will change to brighter days, to brighter days, to brighter days. The world will change to brighter days, to brighter days, to brighter days. The world will change. All of a sudden the sun will start to shine on you. Though you've been running around, it's time for your breakthrough. I'll tell you something, it's not all for nothing, it's true. Hey, you see it too. But there's gonna be brighter days, brighter days. I'll keep you lifted when you're losing faith. There's gonna be brighter days, brighter days. Though it seems distant, no, the world will change to brighter days, brighter days, brighter days. The world will change to brighter days, brighter days, to brighter days. The world will change to brighter days.
Oh, hello? Perfect. Thank you. Well, I didn't need anything. I just need to turn it on. Anyway, my name is Ferdinand Cabrera, and I'm one of the practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living. And now we are talking about our core values. At CSL, we have 7 core values, and these are basically values that allows us to set our compass and intention of who we are and what we stand for. These core values are love, healing, oneness, abundance, spiritual growth, service, and diversity. I'm mastering my English, so stay here with me. It's an ongoing battle with this. Anyway, today, when they assign us these topics, in my mind immediately start working what is for me to know about the core value, how can I share that with others, and how that core value has transformed and continues to evolve in my life. So the first thing when we think about service, we look at our armed forces, right? These people goes there to serve, to preserve what our nation is for. Our Constitution, our value, are the freedom that we're able to live and then share it with others. Other people that service is important is all our first responders, healthcare providers, I'm included there, the police, everybody that works servicing others, they have an innate calling for this to serve these people. Also here at the center, the minister, the practitioners, the volunteers, everybody that volunteers, they have a higher calling for service. However, me being a practitioner, I want to practice the metaphysics, what allowed us to look to a deeper meaning of what the teachings and principles that we're learning here. So metaphysically, I like always to go deeper and expand. We're living in a universe that is constantly expanding. So the more we get into that flow, the more in tune we are with our true self. So we know that we live in an energy field that conspires for our good. And so, but that happens in the degree that we understand that we are here to uncover the truth of what we really are. In this process of self-discovery through spiritual practices, taking classes, I have realized that a spirit is to our service. Oh, yes, we service others, but a spirit is there to serve us. How is doing that? So it's through the true embodiment of our divinity that the Spirit serves us and make our way easy, free of worry and fear. That being said, the challenges that we experience in our life serve us to get stronger, to build our spiritual muscles, and to uncover that what we're here for. What is our calling? What is our true intention of being here? So the first thing that I did when I joined Center for Spiritual Living almost 21 years ago, when I went to the center on 26th Street, I became a volunteer. I was a greeter, I was an usher, I was in the Welcome Center, and that happened just intuitively. So I'm here, I believe in this, so I want to serve others. The challenges, one of the things that are hard for us to understand, well, if I am in the spiritual path, is I'm doing my meditation, I'm praying, I'm learning, why do I continue to have these challenges? Why do I continue to feel anger, worried, frustration, insomnia that happened to me sometimes? And then I remember that I read this story about that they were doing this trial, that they made a dome where to replicate the atmospheric conditions to see how long can we live in a human-made atmosphere. Then they discovered that everything was going fantastic, but they realized that the trees that they were planting were reaching certain height, and after that, they fell. And they were trying to find out what is the reason, what are we missing? And what they discovered, what it was missing was the wind. So the wind that the trees are exposed to is what makes them go stronger and their roots go deeper. So that's a mental equivalent for all of us now to understand that these challenges are basically here for us to develop that spiritual muscle, that resistance that we need in order to move forward. So once we realize that, we are here to surrender our limiting thoughts, our negative emotions, and a negative attitude. And that will allow us to discover our true self, our divine presence that live in us and allow us to fulfill our soul assignment, which is to serve others and be part of this divine essence that we all are, loving each other, being kind and supportive of each other, and making our society a better place for us to live. Service is our core value of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ferd. Good morning, CSL family. As you know, we are still celebrating Black History Month here at CSL, and Dr. John's subject today is about change, and it got me to thinking about a song that would be appropriate for his talk, but also a song that would celebrate Black history. And this particular song is the very first song I ever sang here at CSL, and when I did it, Dr. Chris, if you all remember Dr. Chris, he hired me after hearing me do this song. So, Dr. Chris, if you're watching, enjoy. I was born by the river in a little tent. And oh, just like that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Now I go to the movies and I go downtown. Somebody's out there telling me, don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Listen. So now I go to my high brother and I say, brother, won't you help me, please? Come. Somehow he ends up knocking me back, knocking me back down on my knees. Whoa, there are times when I thought it wouldn't last for long. Now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. I know a change is gonna come. I said, I know a change is gonna come. Yes, it will. I know a change is gonna come. Said, I know a change is gonna come. Right here, right now, a change is gonna come. Said, I know, I said a change is gonna come.
Wow. I see why he hired you. I totally get it. Here we go. My message to you this morning is entitled Living in an Ever-Changing World. Why is that? Because it's the truth. None of us live in a stagnant world. Things are constantly changing. And probably today it's more noticeable than ever. It's noticeable in every way we can imagine. The phrase that often is connected to such a thing is that you can never stand in the same river twice. I'm sure we've all heard that. It's really simple to understand. What it means is the water is always flowing, always flowing. So if you go into the river and get out of the river and go back into the river, whether it's 5 minutes later or 5 years later, it's not the same thing. It's not the same water. It's not the same experience. And that represents what happens in all of our lives all of the time, without exception. We are here in a world that is constantly changing. Not just the world. We are changing constantly. Our bodies are certainly changing. The events in our lives, the circumstances we live with are changing. Every time we accomplish some outcome that we seek, we're done with that. We did that, and something else is before us. And that never changes. It's always, the only constant is change. The only constant is change. The Buddha had a great way of expressing this. The Buddha taught that everything is impermanent. Flowers, tables, mountains, political regimes, bodies, feelings, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness. Literally nothing in time and space is permanent. Even memories are not permanent. That's my line. Research says that if something happens to you today and you tell someone about it, your memories are very new to you. But over time, as time passes, those memories change. They change to align with your beliefs. So there will be pieces of that story that you remember, that memory, that you will forget. And there will be other pieces that you will unconsciously add because they align with your way of thinking. Isn't that fascinating? And we go, no, it doesn't. It's exactly the way I said it. But actually, it's not. And that's okay. It's really okay because we don't want to rely too much on memories except to know what we do want to do and what we don't want to do. So we work on that. We're constantly in this process of learning about how things are in our world. And as soon as we've got them down, they're different. And that seems to be the way things happen. Thich Nhat Hanh, the great Vietnamese monk and philosopher, said, "It is not impermanence that makes us suffer, but rather wanting things to be permanent when they are not." So what do we get upset about in life? Something changed. We didn't want it to change. We liked it the way it was. That's the way we were intending it to be forever. But nothing stays the same. And we forget that. We're constantly barraged with all of these sudden changes. I mean, if you watch the news, well, first of all, bless you. But you're getting all this new information constantly. Some of it even conflicts with other information you get. So what are you supposed to believe? How are you supposed to function with all this incredible change that's happening all the time? And man, is it happening? I mean, it's always happened. But now I think it is more, we're more aware of it than we have been in the past. Certainly we watch the age of computers come to be. And they told us well in advance that we would get used to doing most of our business on a handheld device. Nah, that can't be. Yes, it can. What percentage of your activity with that little box that you carry in your pocket is about a phone call? 10%? 5%? Most of it's about Instagram and TikTok and all these other things that we're constantly experiencing through our senses on this little screen that we carry around. Wow, crazy. Now we've got AI coming in. It's not even here yet. It's here a little bit. But what's that going to do to change the way we function in our lives? It's going to have massive changes. And we need to prepare ourselves for that. Not in a way that we need to hunker down, but that we need to be flexible enough to receive that. The world is changing. We just had a 4-year presidential administration where we learned about DEI. Now it seems to be gone. Just like that. Different world. And I guarantee you, it will change again because nothing stays the same. Last Monday night, speaking of the new administration, we had an opportunity for members of our class. It was the last night of our class, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. Change. And one of our members of the class got up and talked about what he's experiencing because he's a government worker. And he was offered the opportunity to retire and take 8 months of benefits. And he's got people telling him, don't do it, it's not going to work. And he's got other people telling him, this is your big chance, go do it. And he's kind of frozen in the middle of all this. But he did his inner work. He made peace with it. And he's decided to take the deal. And in the class, everyone cheered. They were so happy for him. 8 months of pay while he can go find what's next for him to do. That's being flexible. That's moving with life, not hunkering down and struggling with it. We don't have to struggle with life, but it's our choice at every step how we move forward, what we do with this that is presented to us as life. So I was very proud of what he did in class. Change is no longer slow. It is no longer gradual or incremental. It's instantaneous. Things shift right away. And our job is to find out how to function in that kind of an environment. Research shows that many people choose to keep the challenges in their life rather than to exchange them for other challenges. We're comfortable with our issues. We're comfortable with our issues because they're our issues. And other people's issues, those are unknowns. So we don't do that. And yet we struggle with them because that's what we do with issues. We struggle. We don't worry about change until it happens. You ever notice that? We're bopping along and all of a sudden something is different and we freak out. Well, at least I do. And what that's about is obviously that we're not looking for change. That's not our intention. That's not what we want in our lives. We want things to remain the same for the most part. We're very comfortable with what is and very uncomfortable when it changes. But that's the task because none of us get out of this situation where things are constantly changing, irrespective of what or where it was, I would be willing to bet that every one of us has something going on in our lives right now that we're uncomfortable with, something that's changing. Maybe it has to do with a person, maybe it has to do with a situation, a circumstance. Something's going on that's changing. I'm certainly looking at that. This thing about re-retirement. You know, what are you going to do? How are you going to work this out? What you're not going to sit on a beach every day, John. That's just not the way life works. I mean, there's only so much tan I can get. So what am I going to do? That's my task to figure out. But if I struggle with it and find fault in it and worry about it and am afraid of it, it'll beat me up. Whereas if I go, this is a grand adventure. So recently there was an opportunity to take a stone and to write something on it that was important for 2025. And so I did. I wrote the word adventure on the stone, and it sits right in front of me on my desk so that I see it every day, and it makes me smile. I don't know what it means. I mean, I have some ideas, but the truth is that I'm open to change. I'm open to things being different. This community is about to change. As I just mentioned a few minutes ago, a new minister, largely a new board, maybe a majority of new members of the board, that's a possibility. New bylaws, new rules for doing this. It's a brand new start for this community. Now, you can freak out and say that's a problem, or you can go, this is a perfect thing to have happen. It's a wonderful thing to have happen. And if we see it that way, it will be. But it's up to us collectively to do that. So something's going on in our lives with our health, with our finances, with our relationships, with our career. Something's going on that's in flux, maybe all of it. And it's our job to know how to do that. Resisting it will not work. It is not where we want to go. Something or someone is either coming or going. The Science of Mind magazine, for years, had on its front cover, was kind of the motto of the magazine. Change your thinking, change your life. That changed. I know. So I had to be okay with that. A few years back, I counseled a man who struggled for 4 years. He got a divorce. He was trying to reestablish his relationship with his daughter. He was struggling. God, he was struggling. And it was hard. It was just watching him was hard as I would counsel him, seeing how beaten down he was by all of it. But we worked on it. We worked on it. And then one day he came to me and he said, I am no longer afraid of change. And you know what? His life adapted to that. It shifted with that. His whole approach changed because he wasn't going to let the change in his life control him. He was in charge of that. He was in charge of how his life worked. That was his good work. So what I'm saying here is not that we need to put up with change. We need to actually use change to make our lives work. We need to be willing to do things that are very different from what we did before so that we are moving into that new change in a way that we are empowered. That's the thing that will carry us. So that thought, the thought of not standing in the river, thank you for a song that began with the river, I came up with a reading for us. Many of you will know this book, I'm sure. Illusions by Richard Bach. The Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah. What a great title. The story starts, or the book starts with a story. And interestingly, it's handwritten. It's not in typed print. It goes like this. Once there lived a village of creatures along the bottom of a great crystal river. The current of the river swept silently over them, all young and old, rich and poor, good and evil, the current going its own way, knowing only its own crystal self. Each creature in its own manner clung tightly to the twigs and rocks of the river bottom. For clinging was their way of life, and resisting the current, what each had learned from birth. But one creature said at last, I'm tired of clinging. Though I cannot see it with my eyes, I trust that the current knows where it is going. I shall let go and let it take me where it will. clinging, I shall die of boredom. The other creatures laughed and said, fool, let go, and that current you worship will throw you tumbled and bashed across the rocks, and you will die quicker than of boredom. But the one heeded them not, and taking a breath, did let go, and at once was tumbled and smashed by the current across the rocks. Yet in time, as the creature refused to cling again, the current lifted him free from the bottom, and he was bruised and hurt no more. And the creatures downstream, to whom he was a stranger, cried, see a miracle, a creature like ourselves, yet he flies. See the Messiah come to save us all. And the one carried in the current said, I am no more Messiah than you. The river delights to lift us free if only we dare to let go. Our true work on this voyage, this adventure. But they cried all the more, Savior, all the while clinging to the rocks. And when they looked again, he was gone. And they were left alone, making legends of a Savior. How about that? Yeah. Thank you, Richard. Change is inevitable. It is necessary. We must be okay with it. We must be flexible enough to move with it, to find our place in it, to open up to it, to see it as a gift rather than something that is against us. Our greatest security is the malleability of the world. This is good news. Even when the changes seem impossibly challenging, we are all facing some kind of change today. Adapting to that change is a central ingredient in where we are going and what we are to accomplish. If we keep clinging like the Klingons in that story, we won't get where we need to go. It's time to let go. It may be scary. It may be dangerous to a degree. But if we hold on, we'll never get there. So we let go and we move with it. A phrase I've been saying for years, comes from the great mystics. This too will pass away. When someone's struggling in their life and I say that to them, they're grateful. When people are doing great and feeling really good about their lives and I say it to them, they get angry with me. But truly, it doesn't matter. Whatever is now is going to change. It's going to change, so don't give it all of your energy and effort. Don't struggle with it. Let it go, or you let go, and see where it takes you. We live in an ever-changing world that requires us to be proactive and flexible and compassionate. That's our work. Embracing change will keep us grounded in our values. It will keep us clearly on the path that we seek to be on. So remember who you are. Remember how powerful you are. Remember that you've come to this world to do specific things that are yours to do, to be in service, as Dr. Cabrera shared with us, to touch the lives of others. You can't do that if you're clinging. It's time to let go. It's time to remember who we are, to remember our divine nature, and to live from that in everything we think, say, and do. And when we do, our lives will work. And this is the truth, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. So let's take a moment here to reflect on this idea. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and be with the music and these lyrics, and just open your heart and your mind to this.
Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day.
God is all around
In and through me. As
think for a moment about how your life has changed over the years. You are not the same person that was on this planet before. And the world is not the same for you. Nothing is as it was. It is new. It is different. And we are awakening to that within us. We're good with it. We're open to it. Our relationships have changed. So has our bodies and our health. Our finances have changed. And so is how we express into the world. The mystic Khalil Gibran tells us to bend as the willow, yet keep our integrity intact. Know who we are, and to live from that knowing in everything we think, say, and do. This is the nature of life. This is our divine nature. We reflect on this and are awakened by it. And all is well, for all is God. This is the truth. We let it be, and so it is.
Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day.
God is all around.
And I'm thankful. So it is. And I'm thankful. So it is. God is all around me.
Mother, mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Father, Father, there's no need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer. Only love can conquer hate. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. picket lines
Further,
and picket signs.
further,
Don't to me
Further.
with brutality.
further,
Just talk to me
further.
so you can see what's going on.
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on?
Na, 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 na.
All right, let's get a little hand clap going, y'all. Yeah.
Na, 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 na. Be-da, be-be-be-da, be-be-be-da. And a be-be-be-da, yeah, yeah, yeah. Mother, mother. And everybody thinks we're wrong. But who are they to judge us?
Who are they to judge us?
Don't because our hair is long. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Picket lines
Sister,
and picket signs.
sister,
Don't punish me
Sister.
with brutality.
sister,
Just talk to me
sister.
so you can see what's going on.
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on?
Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. As I beat her, beat, beat, beat her, beat, beat, beat her. And I beat, beat, beat her, yeah, yeah, yeah. What's going on?
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 What's
I'll
going
tell
on?
you what's going on.
What's going on?
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 What's
I'll
going
tell
on?
you what's going on.
What's going
yeah,
on?
yeah.
Somebody channeling Marvin Gaye. That was great. Thank you. Thank you. This is our time to say hi to those of you who are here for the first time. I want to start. I want to introduce a couple of my colleagues. Dr. Maxine Kay is here. Are you still up in Pennsylvania? Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for that good work. And Reverend Michael Gertis is here this morning. Thank you so much. And do we have others to introduce here? Well, let's get that on the mic so everybody in the room can hear. There we go.
Jerry.
Hi, Jerry. Thank you for being with us today.
She lives in Boca. Yes.
Lives in Boca. Fantastic. Well, you know where we are now.
Yes.
That's lovely. Thank you very much. Thanks for being with us. That's great. Thank you. Who else is here for the first time? Got everybody right up front here, huh? All right, we'll let that be so, and so it is. One other thing that I want to share, last Sunday was Birthday Sunday, and someone who was having a birthday was off handling business at the end of the celebration. So I want her to stand and be acknowledged for her birthday. Practitioner Judith, thank you so much. Happy birthday. Nobody gets away with that. So now it's time for our ushers to come forward and for us to support this center. As you know, this is how we conduct business. We use money to do that. Spirit guides us, but money still pays the bills. So your support of this center does two things. It blesses this center so that we can pay our bills, and it blesses you because it's a clear indication that something about this teaching, about this center, about those of us here that are in service are doing what we're supposed to do and touching your life. So thank you for your financial support. Thank you for the way you love this center. And thank you, TPL members, the Prosperous Life members that support us on an ongoing basis through other means. We're all just very grateful for the way all of you love this center. And if you're really techie, there's going to be a QR code on the screen at home and in the room here in just a minute. And if you use that, you can make your support of the center known that way. So with that, I'm going to get out of y'all's way.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. Let it all go. This is what you had to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in my spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in my spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Here we go. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in my spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Thank you, sir. So we bless this money, and this money goes and it gets counted, it gets deposited in the bank, and we use it to pay the bills. But all of the energy of this does not leave. It stays here. It's right here, right now, all between the walls, from the ceiling to the floor. This air is rich with you, and that touches the hearts and lives of everyone that checks us out online and everyone that comes into the room. It's important, it's meaningful, and it makes a great difference. So thank you. So it is. Yay. All right. Good day. You all have a fantastic day. We're going to end this by inviting our ministers and practitioners up onto the stage. Yay. I do this to honor our practitioners and ministers, but equally I do it for you to see these powerful people that do incredible work. I've had the good pleasure of almost a year and a half of working with them, and I am totally impressed with who they are, with their consciousness, with their commitment to this center and this work, and for all the good that they bring through their wisdom and their time and their efforts. So thank you, all of you, for who you are, for all that you bring, for all that you are. For this I am truly grateful. Yeah. So I believe, well, how about Judith? Let me bring this to you. Would you close us today?
So how great it is, how blessed we are to walk in the presence of the presence, to know that it is in, through, and each, every one of us this morning as we gather together, hear the words of inspiration, the music of inspiration, knowing that our journey is filled with love and grace, compassion and kindness. So I know as each of us leave this morning, we take with us this message. We take with us these words that strengthen us, encourage us, as we walk in the remembered radiance of who we are, knowing this to be the truth and knowing all is well. I simply allow it to be, and so it is.
So it is.
Let's all stand for our final song. This is My Wish.
This is my wish for the world, that peace will find its way to every boy and girl. This is the time for harmony. Let love be the song that everybody sings. Fill the air with joyful noise. Ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth. Peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine. Shine, shine, shine. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah. Peace on earth. Oh, yeah, yeah. Peace on earth. Fill the air with joyful noise. Ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth. Peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine. Shine, shine, shine. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. Have a great week, CSL.
Happy Sunday.